Hi there, I'm Megan and I go by Solar Glow Meditations. Tonight we're going to have a distance Reiki session where I have pulled a tarot card spread to determine what energy we're going to be working on. And I've pulled some crystals out to help guide that and direct that energy. Before we get into it, I do need your consent to work on your energy. So by saying you consent, or you can agree in the comments or in your head, whatever feels right to you. There is no right way to enjoy this experience. If you're feeling called, it's really great to lay down, listen with your eyes closed. You can watch the screen if you want to. Sitting on a chair is great. I don't necessarily recommend listening to it while driving because it can induce a little bit of a meditative state, and that's not always safe while driving. I think that's it. Let me know if you guys have requests in the comments too. I will try and take those into consideration. I haven't done that recently, but it feels like a good thing to do right now. Oh, and I will link crystals and tarot deck in the comments in our description in case you guys are interested, so don't feel like you need to remember any of the crystals. And as always, if you feel tired, feel called to, if you need to sleep, please do. It's okay. You'll still get the energy healing. So, yeah, this is a spread, if I ever did see one. We're gonna start off with Hypersynth. It is a very nice grounding stone. It's kind of like it's got that same sheen that labradorite has that's really pretty and reflective. And it's got a fair bit of grounding going on with it, but in like this sort of magical way. Feel through her chakras, seeing what's going on energetically. So the energy that we're working with is it's got my mind racing already. I'm sure your mind is still racing a million miles a minute right now as we start to settle into this. There's a lot of unknowns coming up. There's a lot of what if scenarios that feel like they're sort of racing through your head right now, and mine for that matter. What happens next is incredibly unclear, and it's a little bit unsettling. And so the hypersynth is bringing us back into a bit of groundedness, but it keeps up with sort of this fast-paced energy that's happening. Almost inevitably, there is some big, quick action that will happen sometime in the next week or so. And it's big energy. And we're just not sure what's gonna happen. It could be a lot of things. It's it can be really challenging to predict how people will act or react, yourself included. Even in the best case scenario, I like to think I know exactly how I will move, change, adjust. But it doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes you can surprise yourself even. Different circumstances can lead to different outcomes, and that's okay. I'm gonna pull out some sardonyx. Part of this action, this decision, this quick movement that is likely to come up this week it involves reclaiming your personal power and releasing your limiting beliefs. Things do not have to be a certain way if you stop and step back and just feel into the different options, listen to them, understand what they are. Sometimes stepping into this energy of going beyond our comfort zone is really uncomfortable because we're outside of our comfort zone, quite literally. So I'd like you to challenge yourself to pause before reacting, deciding. It's very easy to feel stuck in your head. And imagine the worst thing that could happen. Don't do that. You're gonna drive yourself batty. I almost feel this like little bit of grief welling up. It's okay to just feel what you need to feel. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen quickly. So instead of trying to fight it, we're going to roll with it. And so we've got some orange calcite to help you speed through this. Tapping this into your solar plexus chakra, which is just above your belly button. This is really the center of doing and action and movement, and it's almost like this little bit of resistance to wanting this energy to move quickly. Like, it's like, slow down, let me pause and take a breath and understand what's really happening so we don't regret it later. But there's not going to be time for that this week, and so whatever this decision is, you're going to have to go with your gut. Quite literally, as your gut. I think you already know what it is, this decision, this action, this movement's going to be. You already understand that it's coming your way. For as fast moving as orange calcite usually is, this feels like you're still dredging along, like dragging your feet through the mud. It feels heavy on you, and it shouldn't. It doesn't need to. So, a stone I rarely pull out, brown goldstone. It is a man-made stone, but it is a very buzzy energy. Pyrite would have also been a great stone for this, but I figured out I don't have a loose piece. I only have it in bracelet form. But the energy here is to take the action, to manifest it, to take back your power, to let it happen, to flow with it. Don't resist it, just be in this energy. This feels like very heady energy. It is. You're almost stuck in your head a little bit with this. There's also this sort of like resistance to want to attune to the energy right now. something I was doing just before this session. I'm going to give this a lighthearted mid-session break, see if it'll happen. It fell right out of my hand when I tried to use telekinesis. I didn't try, I did. It wants to happen. It's gonna happen. Feel this like energy of worry about external judgment coming in for the choice that you make, and these judgments that are coming in and that you're worried about are from people that you shouldn't care about. You wouldn't take advice from them. Why would you take judgment from them? Some of it feels like maybe family and friends, but most of this judgment feels like it's coming from your outside circle of people that you're not going to interact with 5 years down the road, most likely. There might be a few hanger-outers, but okay. The last stone that we're going to be working with is some Angelite. I'm going to take you up into this space of lightness. Whatever the outcome from the situation will be, this quick action, this quick decision, it feels initially like it is unfair, unjust, maybe punishment, maybe you have some guilt around it. The logic about how you get to these emotions is broken somewhere between the start of the guilt and the actual reason for it. You just have to follow the logic to find out why it's flawed, and even recognizing where that is flawed. Isn't necessarily going to make you feel better, at least initially off the bat, but it's going to do a long ways to get you towards that place of releasing yourself from those feelings. This isn't punishment. Might feel like it. But you also get to choose how you feel about it. There's definitely some folks here that need to stop playing the victim. Bad things can happen to you. You can be thrust into choices you don't feel like you should have to make or want to make. That does not make you the victim. Your reaction to it is what makes you the victim. the person that might be driving this might have conviction about it one way or another that might feel like judgment. But ultimately, how you receive it is up to you. Justice isn't about retribution, as my good friend shared on social media this week. Justice is about bringing back balance. And that doesn't always feel satisfying, especially if you feel like this other person needs to experience what you did in order for there to be balance again, like an eye for an eye, if you will. But at the end of the day, that doesn't get us anywhere. An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind, as they say. How do you turn this situation around and have compassion for where the other person is coming from? How do you understand their point of view? It doesn't feel like a situation they want to be in either. Trying to force people to do things they don't want to is not fun for anybody. There's that grief welling up again. And you also have to realize that if there is an external party putting you into this situation and you're making a quick decision, how you make your decision is also going to impact them in a way that they don't necessarily expect. And they might not agree with that. Does that make them the victim too? I don't know. There's a lot of energy sort of hanging out with your throat right now. I want you to feel that energy as it's sort of sitting in the back of your throat, and just kind of imagine it turning into a ball of energy, something you can kind of almost grasp with your hand. You can even put your hand up there and kind of grasp it. We're going to take it and we're going to move it down to our heart. Might be a little bit slow, that's okay. Just keep moving it down. As it gets to your heart, I want you to focus on your heart and seeing that as a ball of light and just expanding that outward. It's going to expand to encompass the whole of you, create like a nice little bubble around you, right at your heart. And that grief from your throat is now in your heart, helping, giving you a giant hug. It's a protection shield, it's your aura, it's your space. That feels better. If you need to cry, you absolutely should. Don't feel like you need to hold back the emotions of whatever you're feeling. But also know that you can take those emotions wherever you're feeling them and move them up to your heart to encompass the whole of you. You're doing great, friend. It's gonna be okay. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.